How you getting ready for work?
What is going on? That's all I'm here. I'm over here doing. Talking about I don't do nothing for the kids. I don't do nothing. I do what I can when I can. But like I said, don't keep putting me in situations that's not my problem. And then, like I said, this is your family. You supposed to be here helping take care of these kids. No, you're not good because you're not here taking care of these kids.
He wanna go call everybody.
Keep your hands on me, bro. Don't touch me again.
Touch you.
Jason, sit there over here. We'll make it easy. Sit there over here. I'm gonna do it just like that. Sit there over here.
Ain't nobody finna come over here and do nothing.
Get your hands on me, bro. Stop touching me. Move.
Need to stop.
Sit there over here, Jason.
Ain't nobody.
On me, bro. Sit down. Get your motherfucking hands on me, bro. Stop touching me, bro.
Stop.
Stop touching me.
I'm gonna kill you. Murder scene.
Stop. Touch me again.
Stop.
Let go. Touch me. Touch me again. Touch me a motherfucking again.
Stop.
Touch me again.
Ain't nobody finna do
Don't
that.
go putting a gun on
Ain't
me.
nobody finna do nothing.
Open the car. Don't worry about it. Touch me again. Touch me again.
Stop. Yeah.
Touch me again.
Yeah. Stop. Yeah. Stop. Stop. I'm not open here for this.
Motherfucker gonna keep her hands on me,
your
bro.
ass. Nobody, I can get out my bed for this.
Man, people so
Stop.
man. Let me lose my shoes on me.
Oh, you ain't getting nothing. Everything in this house belongs to me.
Stop. Get somewhere and sit down. Y'all gonna have to stop all this. Then y'all wonder why the kids.
She shot him once that day. One bullet to the back. 28-year-old Jeremy Brown never saw it coming. He had his back turned, trying to leave, trying to get to work, trying to escape an argument that had already gone too far. And when that bullet tore through him, 4 children heard it happen. 4 children saw their father fall. This was March 25th, 2023, in Columbus, Mississippi, and hundreds of people watched it unfold live on Facebook. Jeremy Brown's story didn't start with violence. It started with promise. Born October 18, 1994, Jeremy grew up in Mississippi, in a home where hard work meant everything. Jeremy learned early that being a man meant showing up, not just for yourself, but for everybody around you. Friends called him the good kid, the one who helped elderly neighbors with yard work without being asked, who gave up his seat at church, who walked friends home after dark. Teachers said Jeremy had wisdom beyond his years, an understanding of life that most people only gain with age. When he graduated from high school in Jefferson, Mississippi, Jeremy didn't chase fame or popularity. He went straight to work, delivery driver, construction, whatever paid the bills. Every paycheck went to his family. No complaints, no excuses. That's when he met Khadijah Michelle Brown. She was 29, a year older than Jeremy. Where he was calm, she was energetic. Where he was quiet, she was outspoken. She had fire. And for a while, that fire seemed like exactly what Jeremy needed. They moved in together within a year. Jeremy was all in. He took care of her, made sure she never lacked anything, called her his queen. Then the children came, 4 of them. And for Jeremy, fatherhood became his purpose. He was the kind of father who didn't just show up, he showed up. Homework help, breakfast before dawn, school events. Even after 12-hour shifts, Jeremy came home exhausted and still found energy to be present. His social media was filled with pictures of those moments. He called his children "my purpose," and his actions proved it. Hugs, admissions when he messed up, making sure his kids knew they were loved. but something was breaking underneath. Arguments between Jeremy and Khadijah became more frequent. Those close to Jeremy noticed the shift. He was patient, too patient, some said, the type who always sought peace, who worked tirelessly to mend what was broken. Family meant everything to him, even when it cost his own peace of mind. Jeremy was the quiet fixer, the one who put others' needs before his own, believing love and understanding could heal almost anything. Khadijah saw things differently. She accused him of not being around enough, of not spending enough time with the children. She felt like she was carrying the entire weight of their family alone. The arguments turned toxic, and although Jeremy tried to keep the peace, the tension only escalated. Khadijah began posting on social media regularly, subtle hints about her frustrations, posts accusing Jeremy of cheating with his employees, screenshots of alleged text conversations. There was no concrete evidence that Jeremy had been unfaithful. His family and friends vouched for him. He was committed, they said, dedicated. But Khadijah's anger kept growing, and her social media rants became more frequent. She had been using Facebook Live as a platform to air out her grievances, a practice that would soon escalate in ways no one could have predicted. March 25th, 2023, started like so many other days for Jeremy and Khadijah, with an argument. They had been fighting throughout the night, doors slamming, accusations flying. Their 4 children were inside the apartment. Jeremy tried to cool things off. He had work. He needed to leave. But Khadijah wouldn't let it go. She went live on Facebook.
No, you ain't trying to get ready for work. Look at him. This is sad case, y'all. He getting his stuff. Look at that. Sad case. As a father.
Okay, Jeremy, what is the conversation you want to have?
We good.
Yeah. And your baby in the room.
Conversation you want to have?
We good. Give me my phone, bro. Don't shut
What is the conversation you want to have?
What the conversation?
Get out my
He
phone.
said, what's the
Don't touch
conversation?
me. Don't touch me. I'll call the police over here. Do not touch me.
He said, what's the conversation y'all want to have?
Get on me.
What's the conversation you want to have?
Oh, I'm finna send that. Don't get you touch me. Get on me.
Ain't nobody touching you.
Dozens of people tuned in that morning, expecting the usual heated exchange. What they didn't realize was that they were about to witness something irreversible. Jeremy, trying to de-escalate, could be heard pleading for peace, but his calm only seemed to fuel Khadijah's anger. She accused him of trying to leave her, of caring more about other things than his family. Despite Jeremy's attempts to calm the situation, the tension was unbearable.
Listen, my cousin over here, do not touch me,
Don't
bro.
have nobody over here.
Oh,
What
baby,
is the
she
conversation?
tell your daughter to keep her hands on
What
me.
is the
Tell your
conversation?
daughter to keep her hands on me.
You the one slap me.
So you
You the one slap me. Hit me now. Hit me now.
Keep your hands on me.
I'm
What's up,
still
man?
asking what is the conversation?
Oh, man, that's what I'm finna do, huh? I'm finna get out. I ain't really trying to argue at all. I'm just trying to get my...
No, you want to go tell your family about this and about that. You want to do this.
I'm trying to leave from over here and pee, man. I ain't trying to argue at all.
Ain't nobody
I'm going to take my car key off.
Them my keys.
Stop. What is the conversation?
No, what's the conversation?
Got my phone, bro.
What's the conversation?
Keep your hands on me.
What's the conversation?
Keep your hands on me. Don't touch me, bro.
What's the conversation?
Move, bro. I'm trying to get ready for work, man. Go
How
on.
you getting ready for work?
What is going on? That's all I'm here. I'm over here doing. Talking about I don't do nothing for the kids. I don't do nothing. I do what I can when I can.
understand.
But like I said, don't keep putting me in situations that's not my problem. And then, like I said, this is your family. You supposed to be here helping take care of
he
these
ain't straight.
kids.
He want
No, you're not good because you're not here taking care of these kids.
He want to go cop.
Viewers watched as the couple shouted at each other. Khadijah's anger was visible. Jeremy, though clearly exhausted, remained steady even as the argument became more heated. He kept asking for conversation. He kept trying to leave. And then the screen went black. But the tragedy had only just begun.
Stop.
Stop touching me.
I'm gonna kill you. Murder scene, murder scene.
Touch me again.
Stop.
Let go. Touch me. Touch me again. Touch me a motherfucking again.
Stop.
Touch me again.
Ain't nobody finna do
Don't go
that.
to putting a gun out.
Ain't nobody finna do nothing.
I'm gonna call the police.
Stop.
You got a gun.
Ain't
Don't worry about it.
Stop.
Don't worry about it. Touch me
Stop.
again. Touch me
Stop.
again.
Yeah.
Touch me.
Stop. Stop. I'm not open here for this.
Motherfucker gonna keep her
I
hands
kill
on me,
your
bro.
ass now. Nobody, I can get out my bed for this.
Man, people so
Stop.
special, man. Let me lose my shoes on me.
Oh, you ain't getting nothing. Everything in this house belongs to me.
Stop. Get somewhere and sit down. Y'all gonna have to stop all this. Then y'all wonder why the kids.
Minutes after the live stream ended, 911 calls flooded in. Neighbors and witnesses, many who had been watching the live stream, reported hearing a loud bang followed by frantic screams. The noise echoed through the Green Tree Apartments complex. By the time deputies arrived, the chaos had already taken its toll. Inside the apartment, the scene was grim. Jeremy Brown, the man who had spent his life taking care of others, who had worked tirelessly to support his family, was found lying motionless on the floor. He had been shot once in the back. Despite the immediate arrival of paramedics, there was nothing that could be done to save him. Deputies quickly secured the area. They found Khadijah Brown inside the apartment. She was visibly shaken but not resisting. She was in shock. Perhaps it was the surreal nature of the moment that led to her admission. Khadijah didn't deny what had happened. She admitted that during the argument, she had grabbed the gun. But her explanation didn't match the physical evidence. There were no signs of struggle. Jeremy had not been holding a weapon. He wasn't the one being aggressive. In fact, he had his back to her when the fatal shot was fired. According to investigators and the live video, he had been trying to leave, attempting to remove himself from the situation and avoid further conflict. But for Khadijah, the situation had already spiraled out of control. Police quickly concluded this was not a case of self-defense. The lack of any struggle, the fact that Jeremy was unarmed, and the fact that he was attempting to leave, all pointed to a tragic and unnecessary loss of life. Within hours, Khadijah Michelle Brown was arrested and charged with murder.
Bond is set for the Columbus woman accused of killing her husband on Facebook Live. Khadijah Brown is charged with murder after this Saturday morning shooting at Green Tree Apartments. Lowndes County Sheriff Eddie Hawkins says Brown and her husband, 28-year-old Jeremy Brown, have been arguing most of the night. He tells WCBI the husband was allegedly trying to leave the apartment and defuse the situation before being shot. The entire incident was being played out live on Facebook. Deputies recovered a handgun along with shell casing. Bond for Khadijah Brown is set at $750,000. Coroner Greg Merchant says an autopsy is scheduled for Jeremy Brown. The sheriff says this is an active and ongoing investigation.
As the investigation continued, police began piecing together the timeline. Investigators quickly learned about the history of arguments between Jeremy and Khadijah, a history of tension and emotional strain that had been bubbling beneath the surface for quite some time. The most troubling part was the public nature of the crime. An argument that had turned deadly, with a gunshot fired in the heat of the moment, and the final horrifying act broadcast live. The investigation also uncovered details of their relationship. Khadijah had posted multiple times on social media in the lead up to the incident, airing her grievances about Jeremy. She accused him of cheating, of neglecting their children, of being a bad partner. However, despite her public claims, there was no concrete evidence that Jeremy had been unfaithful. His family and friends vouched for him. He had always been a committed and dedicated partner and father. During the trial, Khadijah's defense team attempted to frame her actions as the result of emotional instability. They claimed she had been overwhelmed by the pressures of motherhood, by the strained relationship, by her frustrations with Jeremy. The defense painted her as someone who, in the heat of the moment, had lost control of her emotions, leading to the fatal shooting. They argued she had acted out of desperation, unable to handle the emotional turmoil any longer. The prosecution was quick to counter. They argued that emotional instability does not justify taking a life. They claimed Khadijah made a conscious decision to pick up the gun, and that her actions were not born out of self-defense or panic, but out of a deliberate choice. The prosecution also highlighted that this incident was not isolated. It was the culmination of years of tension, control issues, and unresolved conflict between the two. In the end, Khadijah pled guilty to second-degree homicide as part of a plea deal that spared her from a life sentence. However, the sentence was still severe. The judge handed down a sentence of 40 years in prison with no possibility of parole for the first 25 years. The courtroom was silent as the verdict was read. Jeremy Brown's death left his family, friends, and community heartbroken. He had always been the rock of his family, the dependable one, the kind of man who worked hard, cared deeply for his children, and always made time for those he loved. His commitment to his kids was unwavering. He had provided for them and been there for them through thick and thin. Now, with him gone, the future was uncertain for his 4 children, who were left without their father. The incident, broadcast for the world to see, left a permanent scar on those who witnessed it. It was more than just a tragedy. It was a public spectacle that had turned the intimate and tragic moment of a family breaking apart into something that would forever be etched in the minds of all who saw it. Those who watched the live stream couldn't believe the horror unfolding before them. One of the most disturbing aspects of this case was the role that social media played in the events leading up to Jeremy's death. In the modern age, social media is both a tool for connection and a platform for airing grievances. For Khadijah, live streaming had become a platform for sharing her most intense emotions, including her frustrations with her relationship. The decision to live stream her argument with Jeremy that fateful morning was an act of desperation and an expression of her emotional turmoil. But as is often the case with social media, the consequences of her actions went far beyond the intended audience. Once the argument turned deadly, the online witnesses were left to process what they had just witnessed. People who had simply tuned in to watch a verbal confrontation found themselves unwittingly witnessing a death in real time. For those who were watching, the sight of Khadijah's anger, followed by the sudden bang and the screen going black, left an indelible impression. Many witnesses were left in shock, unsure whether what they had seen was real or staged. But the reality was that what they had witnessed was all too real. And it was not just a personal tragedy for Jeremy's family. It was a larger tragedy for society. Social media, for all its benefits, has also become a dangerous double-edged sword, with individuals using it to escalate private issues into very public matters. The aftermath of the live stream exposed the fragile line between the public and private lives of people involved in volatile situations. The sentencing of Khadijah Brown marked the end of the legal process, but for those involved, the emotional repercussions would continue for years to come. Her family, who had been close to both Jeremy and Khadijah, now had to reconcile the person they once knew with the woman who took Jeremy's life. Jeremy Brown's story is a sad reminder of the dangerous consequences of unresolved domestic tension and the devastating impact of violence within a home. It highlights the importance of recognizing the signs of emotional turmoil in relationships and the urgent need for intervention before it's too late. Jeremy's legacy will live on in the hearts of those who loved him, but the absence of his love will be felt every day by his 4 children.